Hi guys, this is Aradhana Khaitan and I'm back. We spoke about whether you should take the GRE or not. Is it optional? Is it really required? Let's today try and bust some myths about the GRE. There's Greek mythology and there's GRE mythology. We're going to talk about the latter. We don't know much about Greek mythology. So, the first myth, is it really important or other aspects of your application matter? Again, it depends on the program you're applying to. Some programs weigh a lot of emphasis on the GRE score, and you do know that a low score can certainly hurt your application. Others will certainly give more weightage to your statements of purpose, your letters of recommendation, your research work, etc. However, if you're applying for a scholarship or for financial aid, the GRE score is considered. The second myth, that the GRE tests complex math concepts. Well, here's the truth. The GRE doesn't test complex math concepts. It tests them in a tricky manner. How it uses the words, how it lays out the traps is what is complex. There's no trigonometry, there's no calculus. It's simple 7th, 8th grade level math. So let's remove that fear from our mind and go out there and crack it. The third myth, that math scores you can still improve, but the verbal is really impossible and there's no way you can get your score up on the verbal. Okay, so the truth is the GRE has two large sections in the verbal. There's vocab in context and there's reading comprehension. Vocabulary in context is about learning a bunch of words. Remember, the GRE is a standardized test. That means it's predictable. You know what's going to be tested and how it's going to be tested. Download some GRE apps, get some flashcards, and start practicing and memorizing the high frequency words. Use it in your day to day conversation. Not only is this going to help you do better at your GRE, it's also going to improve your vocabulary. And having a command over a language helps you communicate that much more effectively. And communicating well is really important for all of us in any sphere that we pick up. The second is reading comprehension. Pick up a bunch of magazines, newspaper articles, blogs, posts, all varied topics. Start reading them. Simply focus on what's the author's point of view, what's the key idea, and start developing your own point of view. Again, not only does this help you get a better GRE score, it helps you diversify your thought process. And that's also extremely important in life in general. So go out there and have fun with the GRE. Don't stress about it. And finally, the last myth is that all I need to do is take a lot of practice tests and my score is going to go up on my own. Well, no, because obviously on your practice test, there's some things you're going to know how to do well, and there are things that you won't know how to do well. Practicing without learning the technique and skill is only going to improve your strengths and make your weaknesses also stronger. So you do need to learn technique along with a ton of practice. And when you're practicing, make sure, first of all, that you have the right kind of tests. They must be adaptive. They must follow the format of the GRE. They must follow the difficulty level. They must have the same scoring mechanism that ETS actually uses. And more importantly, they should be online tests. Paper pencil tests, whiteboard practice isn't going to help prepare you for the real test. So, if you are considering taking the GRE and you're worried about it, or you're a fence sitter and you're not taking it because you thought it was too complicated, just take the plunge out there. It isn't that hard. You'll do fine. You certainly need to work a little hard. And also, try and get someone to help you, because as you're practicing a lot, there will be patterns. It is difficult to be your own coach, your own teacher, your own guide, your own disciplinarian. If you have someone else who's helping you with all of that, you can just focus on being the student, and then the rest somebody else takes care of, and they help personalize your own learning patterns and see where you're going wrong, where you're going right, what more to do, what less to do. So, not very complicated, guys. You can do it. All the best.